GM, everybody, how are you doing? Can you hear me well? Please let me know. Yeah, great, great, great. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. And yeah, we're back. I don't know, like, where, when was the last space we've been hosting? But to me, it seems like, I don't know, maybe 3 months. It was 3 months ago, or I don't know. I just wanted to say that I'm happy to have you all here. I'm just happy to have this opportunity to chat with you guys. And today's space will not be dedicated to something super specific. I just wanted to to touch the ground, to ask how are you doing, to see you all, to maybe chat with you. And yeah, we also have Terra and Metamorphics, and I wanted to use this privilege to ask you guys how are you doing and what's been up on your side. Let's start with Terra.
GM, cheers from sunny Portugal. But of course, ladies first.
No, Tara, please go ahead.
You already started, so
I'm not going to speak until you speak.
I already said cheers from sunny Portugal. It's great to be here. I miss these spaces, and I'm very glad that we are back and strong for sure.
You know, for being gone for like 3 months, that was the shortest update I've ever heard in my life. But wow, just the other day I was, because I haven't been on X much, and this is the first space that I've been to since the last Art Chain space. And I was just thinking the other day, I was like, man, I kind of miss the squad. Like, I wonder what they've been up to. And then I saw, thank you so much, Tara, for tagging me. That our chains is back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. But it's kind of odd to see Amir as a speaker and not a host, I'm not gonna lie. But it's also really nice to see all of you guys back, and I'm super excited to hear what's the latest tea, what's been going on in everybody's world.
Let me start.
I
Terra, let me be. Yeah, please go ahead.
oops. Just to keep the interruption culture. I don't have any physical news, but my voice, it's on the moon. Thanks to Songs of Eden, I was part of that collaboration, and the artworks and all the information that was sent to the moon is already there, waiting for our visit soon.
Wow. It's a project I've been preparing for a long time, and it's finally there, so it's completed. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, if you can find any like official post about that, please pin it on top of the space, because it's something really interesting and we need to check it out. Oh, we have Cayden and Nico in the room. It's been a while, my friend. How are you doing? And how you been? And like, what's up? What's up? I don't know anything that's been happening for a long time on a Twitter timeline, unfortunately. And yeah, today's space, I would love to dedicate today's hour of our space to the process of learning and exchanging news. So, what's up? What you've been up to? What happened on your side?
I'm doing super well. I'm incredibly happy that we are actually having a space again, even though the year is like one quarter finished already. So this is awesome. I'm going to take this as a top signal that everything is now just going to continue being okay. But no, we're good. We're still here, still doing our thing. Still building like there's absolutely no tomorrow. My little one's robot collection has, as of 2 weeks ago, I don't know what it's sitting at now, but we officially crossed the $1 million in secondary sales, which was a phenomenal thing to sit and watch over the last few months. So incredibly proud of that. It just like strengthens my belief in that, hard work does show results. No, but like I said, otherwise we're still here, still doing our thing. Little one is working on 1,001 things. We are also in the process of moving, which is really sucks. I hate moving. But yeah, he's starting at a new school the 1st of April. He has outgrown the school he's in at the moment. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's involved with that. On the one end, he is very excited. On the other end, he doesn't want to go to the new school because he doesn't want to leave the old one, because there's uncertainty. He doesn't know anyone there. So yeah, it's a big step. But yeah, it's something that it's just part of life. You move from one thing to the next to the next. But yeah, like I said, otherwise we're still here, still doing our thing. Markets don't really faze me. I know everyone is crying. It is green again today, so yay, let's go. It's green. It's full send. But yeah, no, I'm happy. I'm happy we're having spaces again. Really hope we can do this on the weekly again, because you would be amazed that it becomes such a part of your weekly routine. And then I get to Wednesdays and I'm like, oh yeah, we don't have a space today, so I guess I'll just go and I don't know what to do with myself. So yeah, let's do this. But yeah, I'll give the mic back to you.
Yeah, thanks for that, Nico. I'm really happy to have you back and hear such an amazing news, such a massive updates from your side. Like $1 million on the second, man. It's like it's something that most people like myself will probably never achieve. But like I have so many questions, and let's have like this. Yeah, just a second. I see your hand. Um, let's have today's space as a mic check space, because just like I mentioned, I don't have anything specific to discuss, but I felt out of Twitter, to be honest, for a while. First of all, I've been very busy preparing the side event that we co-organized at NFT Paris. That was something, mind blowing. That was something I probably dreamed about my whole life, to organize something, some artistic event abroad, in some cool space, in some cool place. Sorry, and we made it. It was super stressful from the very beginning. It was super hard to manage so many things, but we made it. And but it took all my time, it took all my energy, and it took all the juices that I had. So it was so crazily hard to manage Twitter as well. So I really wanted to dedicate today's space to to dig into what's going on the markets. uh, and Yeah, Nico, I guess that my first question goes to you. You said about your secondary volume, which is huge, $1 million again, guys. I'm reminding you, and I wanted to ask: is that on some specific happened on some specific chain, or in like in summary in all of your chains that you're into, or how is it? How it was, where it was.
Okay, well, first of all, I just wanted to say never. I actually do believe pretty much 99% people can actually accomplish this. And no, this is actually on one specific collection on AVAX. It's on his AVAX robots. Naughty little robots, 1,500 of them. They did their thing. They're still doing their thing. So Yeah, no, it's literally just on one. I'm not even counting secondary sales on any other chains or any other collections. It's just on this one specific collection on AVAX. That's it. So I've primarily been focusing on AVAX the last, I would say, 2 months, 3 months. I've taken a step back from quite a few of the other chains that we were building on. It's a mixture of things that led up to that decision. Some of the chains, yeah, they literally are burning themselves to the ground. And I'm all about positivity. So I don't have time for toxicity and negativity in my life. So yeah, I decided to let's focus on AVAX. Let's go all in. And you know what? I would absolutely say it's one of the best decisions I've probably made for Cayden's journey in general. The support has absolutely been mind blowing, to say the least. My little one is also raked up. He spent over $3,000 in the last 2 months buying art, which was, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Although it did hurt in some sentences because I leave him and then I come back and I'm like, where the hell did all the money go? What did you do with it? And he's like, no, I clicked and I like this and I clicked and you showed me to press the button. I was like, wow, cool, awesome, let's do this. So no, it's been great. But no, I firmly do believe that with the right attitude and the right mindset and the right work ethic, um, pretty much anyone can launch a collection and get a community behind it and get it minted out and then get secondary to just do its thing. I will add in that AVAX, especially Salvo, actually does help a lot with that. Cayden's robots are not just NFTs. You can actually take loans against your robots. You can go and borrow AVAX. I've got people putting loan offers in on the collection. So they've got a little bit more to them than just a pretty little naughty robot sitting in your wallet. There's a bit of DeFi link to it as well. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, it definitely does answers my question. And I saw a lot of things on my timeline when I've been scrolling through Twitter from time to time, and I saw so many things from AVAX side of things, which is very interesting, especially to me as a guy who started one day, but never continued. Uh, Maybe it's because I just got too much. I got used too much to object experience, to drip house, and maybe um, exchange art experiences. So I'm kind of a person who is quite curious, but very hard to to switch things up. So yeah, maybe I should go back to Salwar again and check out what's going on there. Also, I heard that some other marketplace on AVAX is pretty much active. I forgot the name, JoePex or something like that. Is that correct, Nico?
Dude, I'm not a big fan of JPEGs. They listen. They're one of the bigger dexes on AVAX, and then NFTs are more like a secondary thing to them. So if you do have any issues with minting on there or anything like that, yeah, dude, they're not great at solving it. But the dex section of the meme coins or whatever USDC, it's brilliant. Even though I do have another DEX which I prefer be above JPEGs. But no, Salvo is the premier, I would put it, marketplace on AVAX when it comes to NFTs. It's got a very strong collectors base of people who are actually actively collecting. Plus, I will also add this in. I know there's been people moaning about it. I don't really get why they're moaning. Um, Salvo, what they do is they actually get a sponsorship from the Avalanche Foundation. So they've got 2 airdrops which they do every 4 weeks. The one is primarily focused on the PFP side of things, so that will include Cayden's Naughty Robots. So any interaction you have with their platform, they reward you for it. So you rake up points, and at the end of the season, you go and claim AVAX, and you go and claim their their native token as well, which is called ART. And it's not a small amount of money. I mean, it's just for the one season, which is boost season, which is focused on PFPs. That's 300,000 US in AVAX every 4 weeks, which they airdrop to their community. The art side of it, which they also do an airdrop, I think that's about 150,000 US in AVAX, which they airdrop. And that's basically just putting bids, collecting art, minting art. I mean, they reward you literally for every single interaction you have on the platform. I mean, to put it in layman's terms, to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, I have actually managed to, up until this point, since I've started participating in their airdrop seasons since last year, November, up until last season, I've claimed close to 10,000 US in AVAX. So it actually, it's a lot of money which they're actually giving you for literally just doing what everyone does on every platform anyway, which is minting, buying, selling, listing. The list goes on. So listen, I'm a very big supporter of it, of AVAX in general and of Salvo. It's I will put it like this. I love Drip. Listen, I still love the team. I love what they've built there. But Solana in general, the whole sentiment on the chain has just become so toxic. If you actually get a proper sale, and I know there's a lot of people who are here because they need to pay bills. Listen, they make a living off their art. At the moment, Solana is not the place. It's not where you're going to actually be able to pay your bills. The chain is just, there's too much going on. There's too much toxicity. Pump.fund did a great number on Solana, burning it to the ground. So yeah, listen, I'm happy with AVAX. We've actually been on AVAX for 2 years, but the last few months it's really taken off. And yeah, they want art on their chain. They want to become the art chain. And the fact that the AVAX Foundation has actually stepped in and said, listen, we will fund this, is already, I think a step in the right direction, if you want to look at it that way.
I wanted to encourage all the speakers in the panel to do not hesitate and raise your hand if you have anything to add from about what you guys seen for the last couple of months on the art market on chain. Feel free to raise up your hand and share your thoughts and perspectives. You see things. What was interesting? Maybe some interesting things that you saw. But yeah, I'm really curious, and it's like it's so unexpected to me to hear things about Solana, and I'm curious, is that of course nobody knows the actual number one reason of something that is happening on such a saturated and big market, but I'm curious, what are your thoughts, maybe your Nico and your Terra and Metamorphics, if you guys are aware, what's the core thing, what's the core reason of such a decline, let's say, on art on Solana? Is that because of the fact that the meme coin season pumped on Solana? That's my guess, but let me know what you think.
I agree. That and Trump.
That's a trap or
Trump.
Trump coin or just Trump? And yeah,
just Trump.
Please explain yourself. What you mean, Tara? Because saying the reason is Trump, man, it's such a huge thing to discuss. You can mean so many things.
all the fake news and all the announcements that he has been making this last days and weeks, it's completely getting everything crazy about it. But I agree with that with you about the meme coins. The Pump Fun made it reduces the real Web3 spirit and decentralization. And everyone is creating new coins and pump it, dump it, and that's how they play, and that ruins everything else around.
Nico, what do you think?
Dude, I think there's a lot of things that actually, play a role in this. I would also say, the market conditions are not great. I mean, you had a massive amount of liquidity pulled. Another thing which also made things a bit choppy was FTX doing a payout for money that was owed from the crash. All of a sudden, a lot of people who were sitting with no liquidity actually got access to liquidity, and that actually got wiped out from the Solana chain completely. Listen, there's a lot of things which I feel play a very big role in it. I think what a lot of people, especially artists, don't always understand. Listen, there are cycles. There are a lot of things which you need to keep in mind when you look at a chain and what the activity on that chain is. Listen, it's great when everything is pumping and it's green and the vibes are high and people are in good spirits and they're happy. But trust me, as soon as things start turning red, you will see art sales starting to decline. You will see all these things. You see liquidity flowing out of the market very quickly. In Solana's case, if you go look at a lot of the platforms, listen, like I said, I love Drip. I love what they've built there. And when we first got onto it, it was absolutely mind-blowing. It was such a great platform. But then also adding in, Cayden was one of the first 200 artists to get onto Drip. It was a whole different ball game then. Now they've literally opened up the floodgates. You don't even have to go through the approval or anything. You can just go and open up your channel and you do your thing. Now, what a lot of people don't seem to keep in mind is there's only so many people per chain actually collecting art, who actually have the liquidity to spend on a one of one. Listen, pricing your one of one at 1 ETH, that's great. But if there's no one who actually has that kind of liquidity, and if you are one of, let's say, 1,000 people pricing it, and there's only 3 or 4 people who are actually buying, listen, it becomes a very tight market. It becomes a very competitive thing. So, I've seen the same thing on AVAX. I'm going to be very honest with you. I've seen a lot of artists coming over, and it's always the same thing. It's people see the hype, they see sales, they see money flowing, and the hope is there that you will go into this chain, you will mint, and you will be successful. Unfortunately, life is life. It doesn't always work out. Things do not always go according to plan. But I have also seen, and this is something I'm very proud of, where I go back to something I stand by very firmly: hard work always pays off. You always get your rewards. I've seen artists coming onto the chain, and the first 2, 3, 4 weeks, they don't get any bits on anything that they mint. But they don't give up. They don't get sour over it. They don't get negative about it. They keep on going. They keep on pushing. They keep on connecting. They keep on doing their thing. And you know what? Boom, out of the blue, this person starts selling. They start building connections. They start getting bits on every single piece they mint. And this is what a lot of people also don't understand. It's not always just about the minting. There's also the whole aspect of forming those connections, building those relationships, getting people to get to know you. Listen, I spent a lot of time, a lot of hours during a lot of days just connecting with people, just making friends, just getting to know people, people getting to know me. And you know what? I can honestly tell you, if it wasn't for a lot of that, none of the doors would have been opened for my little one that were opened for him. He does, by the way, I'll just throw this out there before I forget. He's got his second auction with Christie's, which will be live in April. And that is something else which I feel, if it wasn't for, connecting and connecting with certain communities, that also never would have happened. So, like I said, it saddens me to see what has happened to a chain which I still have a lot of love for. I mean, dude, listen, we were building there before the crash, we were building there after the crash. And you know how passionate I've been about Solana. But, looking at it currently and looking at the landscape of Solana currently, it's rough. I'll be honest with you. I've spoken to a lot of people. I'm in a lot of DM groups which are Solana focused, and people are crying. It's just not doing that great at the moment. I'm not saying it's not going to do great again in the future, but currently, if you are looking for sales, that is not the chain you're going to get them on. If you're looking for a great community and you want to vibe, you want to build those connections for the future, definitely, by all means, stick it out. I've not walked away from it, but I'm spending less time there because I've also come to realize that as much as Nico wants to be super dad and never sleep and just do all the things, I can't. I mean, like January, I literally just took off. I was like, screw this. I don't have the energy anymore. So I walked away. I had to go regroup. And yeah, AVAX is currently where it's at for me at the moment. Cayden is actually loving it. Like I said, he's spending all the hard-earned AVAX on stuff. So yeah, no, it's great. But no, like I said, I don't think you can pin it on one specific thing. I think there's a lot of stuff that you need to look at when you look at why the market is down on one specific chain and why it might be up on a different chain. It's very easy to just point fingers to one thing. But like I said, I think there's a couple of things you need to take into consideration when you start making these, I won't call them assumptions. I don't really know what word to use there, but let's leave it at that.
Alrighty, so my problem is that my second phone is playing some weird tricks to me. So I'm speaking from the Archains account, pardon me. And yeah, man, actually, I saw a lot of changes in, let's say, market behavior on Drip, at least. I never been active uh, at any other marketplaces on Solana lately at all. Like previously, I've been quite active on Exchange Art or whatever. I don't remember, or a little bit on Mallow, I guess, but never mind. But now, yeah, it's very very interesting to hear like about all the transformations, about how the things are going and moving. And yeah, thank you for that perspective. I also wanted to ask Tara about what's been going on Tezos, because I definitely I'm pretty much sure that you are keeping your eyes on that chain, and you have some news, some updates to share with us. And also, guys, do not hesitate to raise your hand and share what you've seen, what changes you've seen, or maybe happened with you in the last couple of months. It's pretty important to share it here, and to let each other know what we missed, what are we missing, or maybe maybe what we should discuss, or maybe what we should argue on. So we also have Jennifer, by the way, in the room. So just wanted to say hi, GM. And my next question will go to you, and I'm really down to ask what's going on in the on the One Love DAO side and on your side as well. So GM, my friend.
Hey, GM, my friend. Hey, Nico. It's so good to catch up with you and hear what you've got going on and what Cayden's cooking. So things that are happening a lot. We've just sort of gone from forward to like fast forward mode because as we've grown, more of the community members have taken certain things upon themselves to create, which is beautiful and exactly the goal of what it is that One Love represents. We're supposed to be expansive and grow exponentially and empower creatives and empower curators and collectors all around the board. So, for example, today, the Colombian friends, the Art Cartel, they closed one of their open calls, which they created, and it's really cool. It's specifically for One Love artists who also are on Drip House. And they reached out to Drip House, I want to say like maybe 2 months ago, and said, you know, we know that you're starting to explore the idea of meetups internationally. We'd like to help facilitate that and partner with you. And so Drip was great. They were responsive and said, yeah. So they are going to be having like a discussion to, you know, educate people in Bogota on what is Drip House, what is Web3, what is blockchain technology, how do you become a crypto artist, things of this nature, with an emphasis more so on Drip and the Solana chain. So they're doing that. And they did their open call, which just closed. I saw some beautiful art submissions there, so that's awesome. Excited for them. And they're going to be doing that showcase exhibition. It's also going to have a physical gallery component to it. And as always, they love VR. They like making those immersive experiences because it's a great talking point, like especially when new people are coming into an exhibition who aren't aware of blockchain technology, like a VR headset, like something that you can scan on your phone and is AR. It's just a lovely transition then into like the more dense, sort of hard to wrap your mind around concepts of putting art on chain. So that's what they're up to. And then Luca's been working with another collective called Música Web3. And so the goal there is they created something where visual artists from the DAO were going to be paired with music artists from Música Web3, and they're going to collaborate together, and they're going to do a drop of that collaboration on Drip House. So that's fun. That's cool. And then we just did the Visible Violets, which has been just such an experience. So cool. I don't have a lot of experience, admittedly, with ordinals. The only time that myself and like some of our other One Love friends uh, did stuff on there was back in like the summertime. We were approached as a like a Latino core. They wanted to bring Latinos onto ordinals, and there was a collection that Gamma did, and that was called 10 by 10. And so I was a part of that, and that was cool. But since then, like I haven't really done much with that chain and with the marketplace or with any of the founders over there until Superama, shout out to Superama who's in the audience. She had reached out to me and said, wouldn't it be lovely if we did something specifically for women for International Women's Day? And I said, yeah, that's a great idea. We should definitely do that. And so we got to work, and we had the help of Gamma. Gamma taught, like through a Zoom call, 20 artists how to do something called parent-child inscriptions, which is really cool. I won't go into because it's a lot of like concepts, but essentially it's, to me, the most beautiful way of preserving your art on chain, because essentially you have a parent inscription which holds, let's say, for example, your name. Like, let's say Cayden were to do it, it would say something like the artist known as Cayden. And then from that, you can have all of the artworks. And so it's almost like a family tree that you can see visually on the Bitcoin blockchain. And because it's the Bitcoin blockchain, it's immutable. You can't erase it. Like, it's forever. And if we had to place a bet on like which chain is going to be the one that lives the longest, it's probably Bitcoin because it's the oldest and it's the most established. So the idea of having women artists permanently, cement their mark, their names, their artwork, was really important to me. And so, yeah, we have this beautiful collection. It's like $20 to mint. I'm not a part of it. Just a full disclosure, I am the curator and the organizer, but my art is not in there. And that was intentional because I wanted to give the opportunity to as many people as possible to participate in this and for the women to earn in BTC. I think that's awesome too, because um, the reason I called it Visible Violets, I'll just share with you guys, is violet is the color of International Women's Day and also Women's History Month, which we are in the entire month of March. And visible because, unfortunately, as much progress as we have made, and there's so many women artists right here in this space today listening, I did research, and although we have closed the gap well here in the Web3 community with decentralization and a lot of different options and things that we have to explore and to make money as artists, it still remains the case that the majority of highest paid crypto artists in the space are men. And the ones that get typically the most mentions in publications or lists or things of this nature tend to be men. It's projects run by men. And so I wanted a way, even if it's my own small, contribution, to create something where women's voices and their artworks don't just sort of get pushed to the side, and for them to be able to earn in Bitcoin. And I'll sort of land the plane with this. I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Hidden Figures. It's this movie about African American women who contributed to the NASA program that got us to the moon here. And it had a good cast, Kevin Costner, Taraji P. Henson. And I have been a fan of science like probably most of my life. Like in elementary and high school, I loved science. And I didn't know about these women. And like, why didn't I know about these women? It's because we weren't taught about these women and their contributions. And that's often the case. Often, a lot of engineers, a lot of scientists, a lot of women in tech, a lot of women artists, they just don't get put into the history books for their contributions. And I wanted to do something that helped solve that problem. And so Visible Violets is that. We're closing in on halfway minted for these ladies. Would love to see it completely minted out by the end of March, but no expectations. I sort of don't flow through life with those kinds of things, but it would be awesome nevertheless. And the mint will remain open until it's completely sold out. And yeah, that's the goal, making women visible, making the violets visible. And we've got some great talent. I mean, there's this one lady I just posted about. She's in my pinned tweet. She happened to see this open call through an email from Dot Art, because they acquired the Hug, right? And she's never, like, ever put her art on chain. And she just happened to see this email and was like, huh, that's cool. Well, if there was an opportunity for me to put my art, I would want it to be on Bitcoin. And so she did. And she's one of those artists. She's been in the MoMA, she's been at the Whitney Museum. Her art has been in numerous ballets and opera houses. Like, she's an established trad artist. And so it's incredibly exciting just from, an observer point of view to see that even though the markets are crashing and all this stuff is happening, like, there is still really great and positive things to look forward to because we are still onboarding immense talent into the space on a daily basis. So I've been in crypto, not NFTs, but crypto since 2013. I was an early adopter of Bitcoin. Yeah, yeah. I bought exactly when it was crashing, when it went close to like, I don't know, 8,000, 9,000, something like that. And so, obviously, it's not financial advice. If you need to take and sell and take your gains, because you're concerned that you're not going to be able to get that, please do that. But overall, just understand that this is the nature of the beast. We have been here, up, down, has always been the case. And what we should be doing, and I think the key takeaway, since you asked, like, what have we learned? What have I learned since the last time you and I had a conversation is that you need to be able to pivot and execute and continue to do things, not because you're looking for a sale per se, sales are great, but do things that have some kind of actual meaning and importance to you. We all know Nico's why, right? We know the why of the visible violets. Ask yourself, what is your why? What are you trying to bring apart from, sharing your art with the world? And so I guess that's that. That's all I have for you, Amir. I hope you've been well.
Yeah, been incredibly well, and thank you so much for sharing all that you are doing. This space is dedicated exactly for that. We're here to, for kind of a mic check and checking what's going on in the space, in the art space. Not talking about about price actions and everything that is going on the crypto market in general. We're here for hearing what's going on the art side of things. Is it alive? Is it doing well? Or maybe something is changing on the deeper levels and stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited to hear more perspectives from you, from Nico. Metamorphics, your turn will go soon. Will come soon. And yeah, actually, you touched one point I wanted to discuss as well, but let me jump back to Terra, because I really wanted to hear first about what what you've seen, what you saw, my friend, what's been up in the Tezos ecosystem, or maybe some other places you are scanning. So please let us know what's your perspective about the state of the art market on Tezos and on other places.
Thank you. A lot of things have been going on, and since Jennifer mentioned Women in Tech, I just pinned it on top, the amazing event that Women in Tech Museum hosted with a lot of women showcasing their artworks on here on X and also on spatial metaverse. It was a really great event, and spotlights a lot of what women in Web3 are doing and the change they are creating in the ecosystem. About Tezos, many things have been going on since our last space. That was on December 23rd. So 2 months and 11 days. Not 3 months yet. But we are still on time. The new protocol was implemented. The staking rewards on Tezos are getting bigger. It's a great time to create a bakery and start staking your Tezos. Related to artwork, Object has been doing a lot of updates on the ecosystem, and other marketplaces are showing up. Tomorrow we will have a Scurpy that will launch a new social platform and marketplace also on Tezos, and a lot is going on, and I see a bright future for Tezos and art in general. I'm a Tezos fan, and we will always support the community and this blockchain for sure. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. I also wanted to quickly remind you guys. I don't know. I think that maybe some of you missed that, but when we had our side event at NFT Paris, I'm pinning it on top of the space as well. So we had this art event together with Artverse, with Ivan on the blog. They're doing like huge work in Belgrade, in Serbia, where they are onboarding classical artists from the national, how do you call that, University of Art or something like that, Academy of Art, in Belgrade. So they're doing a lot of stuff, and doing really hard work onboarding classical artists into the Tezos ecosystem, which is very cool in my opinion. Also, we had Kiko Nicoela from Object, the main curator, and myself from the art chains. So we had a pretty great time, pretty great event. We had more than 100 guests. Sorry. Plus, we hosted an open call where we selected 30 artworks from Tezos artists, and we printed them on the T-shirts, and we gifted those 30 T-shirts to the first 30 guests of the side event, which was, um, I didn't expect this such a reaction. Reaction was, man, it's very hard to explain how it was. It was just amazing, incredible. People were so happy. We had they had so many side events across the whole city of Paris, and I think that many side events were offering some gifts, or and something like that. So I didn't expect such a reaction, but people were so happy. People were so excited to to select, to curate their own artwork. I mean, their own T-shirt with an artwork, and they were wearing those T-shirts on top of all of their clothes. So it was just amazing. And yeah, the whole event was brilliant. So I'm super happy to also share that the whole event was created around the Tezos community. So we're pretty proud about that as well. And I'm pretty excited about the fact that we have so many things going on the art side of things, on the art market on chain. I think that many people are still they still think that, I don't know, like NFTs are dead and stuff like this. But like what I realized in last year probably is the fact that art will never die. And actually, it doesn't matter where the art is existing, where it exists, on chain, off chain. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, that is people, and their creativity, their art, their music, their content, their beautiful poems, and all of those things. What I realized also is that on-chain art and on-chain creativity is just another, like, blockchain is just another opportunity for creatives, for artists, for musicians, for everybody. And that's the fact that excites me a lot. That's the fact that helps me to keep on doing something here. And I'm pretty excited, just to share those insights with you guys. I also being pretty active, of course, compared to my complete inactivity before. But I've been pretty active on LinkedIn, and I realized that this is a very cool place to build connections, and to find great people to then collaborate or do some cool things together with them. And I wanted to ask Metamorphics, because you've been an ambassador of LinkedIn journeys for us. And yeah, you made some pretty massive results, achieved some pretty massive results working with that platform, finding building connects there. So I wanted to ask, how is it going on your side? What's new? If it's not an NDA, of course. How your collaborations are going, and how's LinkedIn?
Yeah, first of all, it's been great to listen to everybody's updates and what they have going on. And Nico, I just want to give you your flowers. I mean, you're so humble about all these insane achievements that you've managed to accomplish in the past few years. And I just think it's incredibly inspiring. But, for me, gosh, I don't even know where to start because there's so much going on. But it's like all the seeds that have been planted over the past few years are starting to sprout, whether you realize it or not. Sometimes you wonder, why am I doing this? It's not bearing any fruit. But then you never know what can happen. And the same thing with like LinkedIn or even Instagram, even if you have a small account, you never know who's watching you. And I don't know how, I don't know why, but my name and my creative studio's name has been, I guess, traveling around amongst very big names somehow. Not sure how people are finding out, but I'm not complaining. And I just recently got invited back to speak at another massive AI conference that I spoke last year in. And I'm going to be speaking with a lot of incredibly accomplished people and CEOs and things like that. So I'm really excited and quite honored to, I guess, be part of that journey. As far as like the whole crypto up and down, personally, I'm not too worried about it. Everything that goes up must come down. I don't want to go too deep into what I know, but just know that everything is happens for a reason. And with the government, there's so much shift and transition happening right now, and that's why maybe sometimes we don't understand why is this crashing. But this year in particular, 2025 marks the beginning of a huge new era, and this is going like borderline spirituality, which I'm not going to dive into, but let me just say the first will be last and the last will be first. You're going to see a lot of people that were good people that are good people being elevated in this world, and bad people are going to be losing their power.
Amen.
So there's going to be, yeah, there's going to be massive shifts happening, and that's obviously going to affect the crypto markets, the art markets, business owners, CEOs, musicians, everybody. And yeah, so I'm not really shocked when things happen because I kind of understand what's going on behind the scenes, and just learn to detach from the outcome and just speak positive things into existence, and positive things will happen. As far as like Solana that we were talking about earlier, you guys know, if you follow me on Instagram, since I do like AI design, I submitted concepts onto OffScript while they're branching out into blockchain. And thank you, Amir, for sharing that dripster.fun. They're launching this new thing, which it's still in the works, but it's going to be like a similar concept where you can mint your concepts on the blockchain somehow and then possibly go into production. So if you have design work or whatever, it'll be possible to bring it to life. So I think what they're doing is they're really taking it next level so that fashion designers or just designers that work with AI in general that have ideas or products will be able to, get something mass produced essentially. If I understood it correct, I only spoke with them briefly about it. So dripster.fun, if you're interested in something like that, definitely check it out and keep up to date with them and see what they're doing. And then as far as other platform news, I got an email today that I thought was a scam. But Maker's Place, if we have any artists in the room that are on Maker's Place, they're shutting down. And they emailed me and said, you have NFTs. If you don't want to lose them, you need to transfer them into your wallet. And they provided a link. So if you're on Maker's Place, yes, Jennifer.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it kind of shocked the space. It was like around 3 weeks ago that they maybe more actually, they made the announcement. And like all things, I mean, they've been around for a really long time. And the reactions were like really mixed. But on the extreme end, there were people who were like, that's it. That's it. And the NFTs are dead. The crypto art NFTs are dead because of Maker's Place is gone. That's it. And yeah, definitely not just because of the Maker's Place, like maybe that link, if you recalled where it takes you from, but there's a lot of different services out here now that I think all of us should really just start using, period, regardless of whether the platform is still up and running or not. Like, start taking those steps now to just back up all your stuff that's on IPFS and Arweave, because we don't know. And worst case scenario, like, it just goes away. And the good thing is that, like, there's a lot of creator tools. Like, we've always had Manifold, but now we have transient lab contracts. We have all kinds of things. So, like, worst case scenario, we can always transition to just basically our own sort of stuff and creating our own quasi little marketplaces and things of this nature. I've been experimenting a little bit with this, actually. So I'm on like collective drop 3 at this point. I did a collective drop on transient with 19 artists, our own contract, and it was on base. Then I did a curation on Tezos, for artworks that were exhibited. We use the same gallery, actually, as Amir Artverse, during NFT Paris. And that sold quite lovely. It's still ongoing. Not everything has sold out. And then this with Bitcoin. And I feel like my takeaway from this is either we make, our own stuff, like on our own contracts, and market it, but also like the power of collective, like you were saying, like there's shifts happening. And I think that for us to get to those shifts, we kind of have to like lock arms with each other and like realize that there's strength in numbers, and like that we can then earn and potentially divide the earnings up amongst ourselves, and it be a much more impactful way of feeding ourselves and feeding each other than necessarily relying on a marketplace. Like, no dig on them, I still use them, obviously. We're on Gamma, we're on Tezos, but it's just something that I've been thinking more and more and exploring, and seeing that it does work when we do get together and you have like a whole cohort of artists. You're able to get collectors to see a greater value for their investment. They're getting more for their dollar, right, so to speak. And so I don't know. I just wanted to share that, because that's been something that I've been experimenting lately with. And yeah, I mean, Maker's Place shutting down, when that happened, dude, like I had people literally telling me, that's it. It's over. Like, we're only going to be able to sell our art on Rodeo. I'm like, come on, like, stop being such a pessimist. Like, there's solutions to every problem. It's so crazy.
Tara, please.
Yes, I agree. There's always solutions, and let me just say that NFTs are not dead; they're just in coma. And on Tezos, they fixed that issue about the marketplaces maybe going down, or something happens with it. They created a zero contract where people can mint it directly on chain. It's already possible, and it's not depending on any IPFS, because that can not work. So they are minting directly on chain.
Is that similar to how is it happening on how it works on Bitcoin? Am I getting that correctly?
Correct. The issue at this point, or the limitation, is the size of the files that you can mint. But there are many developers already working on it, to find a way to be able to upload larger files.
Do you have any link to any sort of a tweet that is sharing this update or announcement or something? Because I never heard about it, and I'm super shocked now.
Yes, I already put it on the comments, the direct link to object collection, but I will search for more information. That there are already websites, and a lot of people are working on it. And I guess Jennifer may have additional information to it. I will search and pin it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I will just quickly jump in, Jennifer. So sorry. Quickly, guys. Please check out the pinned tweet on top of the space on the Jumbotron, and please don't forget to set your reminder for the upcoming space for the next week. We will be having Sebastian Bourget from Artverse and from the Sandbox game, which is a massive collector, massive human being who is building something really, really big and really, really cool. Jennifer, sorry, I will pin my stuff on top again, and then we will repin your stuff. I'm just afraid that I will forget, to announce the upcoming space. So
No, no
please,
worries.
guys.
My bad. I'm over here totally not seeing the Jumbotron, so I didn't see that you
Oh
pinned
shit.
me.
I can see our pin posts actually. So guys, please check out the pin post on the Jumbotron. Please set your reminder. Share this information with your friends, because the next week's space will be probably one of the biggest in our history. So yeah, we've been talking about in inscriptions into the Tezos blockchain or something like that. And Jennifer pinned squash up on top of the space, and probably you wanted to share some information about that one.
Yeah, so for anybody doing inscribing onto any chain, this app is really cool because it allows you to take the image, right, and play around with it so that you can bring it down as far as the weight of the file significantly without losing necessarily the quality of the image itself. And you could also try like different file types, like AVIF or not the standard JPEG. And then that'll help you also bring the size of the weight of the file down in case you wanted to put it either on Bitcoin or, and this is news to me, so thank you, Tara. I didn't know that object was offering that. That's awesome. And then,
Not objects. It's an external place where you can mint it. The NFTs will be available and visible to trade on object, but it's not something that it's embedded on an object.
I see. Oh, and you pinned the information there of this?
It's on the comments. I'm searching for more information, and I will pin it soon.
Okay, cool. Thank you, because I'd really love to explore. And then the other thing is I'm not sure, Metamorphics, who that link points to for saving your files. Do you remember where it took you when you clicked it?
I haven't clicked it yet because I got the email today, because they had emailed me a couple weeks ago saying that I had an unpaid balance and I needed to let them know what my wallet was, or to connect my wallet so that they could pay me whatever I was owed, which I wasn't even aware of. And then I just received the email like earlier in the day, and so I didn't click it yet because I wanted to double check and make sure that it wasn't like a scam link. So maybe next week, if you guys are in the space and you still have that question, I'll probably get it done by then and let you know.
Sweet, because I was also going to say there's another product, there's another group here that you guys can explore, especially you Metamorphics. It's called Atomic Form and Atomic Lore. And I feel like you can preserve, your whole body of work, your collections, all of your exhibitions on chain through them if you need to. So that's another resource.
Thank you so much. They've actually been in my DMs, but sometimes you don't know what's legit and what's not. So thank you for confirming. I really appreciate it.
I'm really grateful for all the information and for all the alpha that's been shared here in the space. I didn't know about so many things, and I'm pretty much happy. I'm very much happy about how this space is going. After a break, I really love the fact that we are not having anything pushy. We're just sharing really valuable information. I'm just enjoying this process, and I'm super grateful to all of you guys for that. We also actually have Songs of Eden. We also have Retro Money and Dog and so many other friends. Just wanted to say hi and shout out to all of you guys. Songs of Eden, if you would like to hop on and share more information about your project with art that went to the moon, please feel free. I'm inviting you to speak. If you have a chance to speak, please share it with us, because everything will be recorded. And we're happy to encrypt that, at least, into the Twitter timeline. But yeah, art on the moon, like not like, but in fact, it's something that really worth being talking about. Songs of it, and if you have a chance, if you're not cooking pancakes for your kids, please feel free to join the conversation. Also wanted to remind you guys that
we need to keep the interruption culture. And
oh yeah,
just
sure.
to say that I pinned it on the top is yesterday zero that created that first zero contract and option to mint directly on chain on Tezos, and it's this thread shows more information about it and how you can do it. Thank you.
Thanks for finding that. Thanks for pinning it on top of the space, and thanks for sharing this information. It's very important to know and to learn about. So guys, please check out the pinned tweet on top of the space, bookmark it, and then read through it, because for many of you, as for many artists, it will be like a game changer, most likely. So yeah, also wanted to remind you guys, please don't forget to drop a follow to our chains. We're doing a lot of things. We're preparing a lot of things. We're doing weekly collecting uh, initiative every Tuesday. Hopefully soon we will be hosting more initiatives like that. Also, we're preparing a couple of activations, like completely new ones. Hopefully everything will go smoothly and fine, and we will share it as soon as possible. Stay tuned, because those are really massive. Also, please don't forget to drop a follow to Taya, who is in the speakers room, in the speakers for now. She's curating your pieces of art on object on a daily basis. So you don't want to miss important updates from her. Also, she dropped her own piece of art and object. You can find it on her timeline. So please feel free to show some love to her art, to her account, and yeah, don't sleep on her, because she's curating a lot. I think that for today, this is it. I would like to ask you guys for some final words. I will be the last one to do so. And actually, I really, really wanted to discuss art on Bitcoin today, but I think it will go to, we will do that on one of our upcoming spaces. So, Tara, Metamorphics, Jennifer, if you're still here, you're not. So, Terra Metamorphics,
let's just hear something from Paria or Pariah that is joined us on the speakers since the beginning.
Bravissimo. Pariah, what's up? How are you been? How are you
Paria.
doing? Oh,
hi,
sorry.
Hi, Amir. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Metamorphics, Taya, Jennifer. I'm doing great. Hope you guys are doing great too. Actually, I'm not an OG like you guys, so I was just listening, and it's been a really, really informative space. I learned a lot from you guys. I just wanted to thank you. It's actually it's almost midnight here, but I really wanted to listen to you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining, and also happy to share that your art traveled with us with art chains to Paris. We also printed 30, I think, no, I think 45 beautiful postcards with 15 selected artworks, and Paria's artwork was one of them. And yeah, it was so funny, because I've been moving through Paris, through the main conference, through side events, and I've been spreading, like it was a guerrilla marketing. I've been spreading those postcards on the tables where people were eating or chatting, or they were drinking coffee, in the most saturated places. And I've been always coming back after 5 or 7 or 10 minutes to the places where I spread those postcards, just to check if they are if people are even interested. And I never saw those postcards, in 5 to 10 minutes. All of them were gone. So I'm pretty excited to share that fact with you guys. And by the way, I saw some other promo materials laying close to our postcards, and they were many of them were on the same places, but our postcards were gone all the time. So just congrats about that to you guys. So congrats that you are traveled with us to Paris. Also, we left QR codes to every single artwork that we shared. So this is how, I hope that people were checking your collections and maybe you had some sale from there.
Thank you so much, Amir. I wanted to thank you for that. I know it's been a lot of effort, and I just wanted to share with you that the artwork that traveled with you to Paris was actually a sketch that I created at a food court, and I go there a lot, and I've had some commissions with them as well. And when I shared the stories on Instagram, and yeah, I told them about this bag, they were really happy that actually an artwork from their place traveled to Paris, and they were so proud. Thank you so much. Really, it really means a lot.
It's a great opportunity for us, to do something meaningful. And even though it takes a lot of effort and time and like energy and so many resources, we are so happy to do something, to keep on doing something. And hopefully it helps. Hopefully it adds some excitement to people, and maybe it warms someone's heart. So it's just a huge pleasure and honor to to do something for you guys. We are excited. Thanks. So yeah, Tara, what's your any final words, any updates that you have with Tezos No Code or whatever? Please share with us.
The updates about Tezos No Code, it's that was closed. Unfortunately, we couldn't set up a business to run it, and it's closed. So I'm thinking on other things. I'm creating and building a Portuguese-speaking directory, and I want to find artists from Portuguese-speaking countries that are available on Tezos, and want to take that road. And the final words, it's as usual, it was great to be here. Thank you, and see you soon.
Man, I don't want to say that I'm sorry that I'm sorry about Tezos No Code, because I believe that you have to create something to learn something that you never knew and you never tried and you never experienced. Also, many people can learn from your projects, and I'm more than sure that you will build something important, meaningful, and sustainable if you will just keep on doing that. And knowing you will. So still massive shout out to you. No sorries. And yeah, really proud of you that you at least you tried that and you learned something. Plus, guys, if you know someone from the Tezos ecosystem who are from Portuguese speaking countries, please DM Terra. Please send him links to your friends, or if you are a Portuguese speaking artist, please DM him and discuss things with him, because he's always building something meaningful. I believe that I can guarantee that. Metamorphics, any additional thoughts? Maybe something you wanted to share? Please, the mic is yours.
Sure. I wanted to also say, Tara, no apologies, because when one door closes, another opens. I believe nothing is accidental and everything serves a purpose. So consider Tezos no code your stepping stone or stepping block into something greater. And I have no doubt that you're going to accomplish great things because you're just that kind of person. Same with you, Amira. I saw briefly how you guys created those postcards and t-shirts, and I mean, that's a lot. It might not seem like such a big deal, but the amount of effort and money and time that goes into that is just incredible. So flowers to you as well. For me, my closing words, I just want to say, I guess something exciting that happened recently is there's a French publication called Brut. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. They have like 5 million followers on Instagram or something like that. They curated five fashion AI artists to promote them, and somehow I was curated. So they made a post about me and some of my work, which I thought was incredibly exciting. Um, and yeah, that was the highlight recently that happened that I love to share. And I know Tara had some questions for me about my metamorphics alter ego persona, but we can discuss that in another space because I think it might be helpful and beneficial to everybody because metamorphics is my alter ego and not really who I am. So, but yeah, it was a great space. It was so nice to chat with everybody and catch up, and I'm super excited that we're back again and looking forward to next Wednesday already.
Yeah, guys, and please don't forget to set your reminders for the upcoming space because it will be massive. I will pin it on top of the space right now again. Boom, boom. Please check this out. We will be having a space. We'll be interviewing Sebastian Bourget. I hope I pronounce his surname well. He's the guy who owns the Artwares gallery in Paris, which been hosting a lot of incredibly beautiful side events during NFT Paris. It's one of the best spaces for art I ever saw in real life, I ever seen. I mean, plus he's a co-founder of the Sandbox game, one of the, I guess, biggest metaverse games ever made. So yeah, please don't forget to set your reminder and join us the next Wednesday. Um, my final thoughts and words would be, guys, if you want to host a space, but you don't know where to start, uh, please DM the Art Chains page because we are open to provide you a platform. I'm really looking for more hosts to host spaces from the Art Chains page as a host, and you will be a co-host. We can discuss that. For example, I don't know, let's say Metamorphics wants to host a space about AI fashion. I'm just jamming around. But she doesn't want, like to do that on her page, or she's not sure where to start, how to do promo and stuff. She just wants to DM our chains page and say, hey, I would love to host a space from the Art Chains platform. Please let me know how can we arrange that, and we will start thinking about how to do that. We will select the day, we will select the time, we will help with promo and all of this stuff. So same goes to Terra, same goes to Cayden and Nico. We are already in some sort of discussions. Terra, maybe you want to host a Portuguese speaking art space. Welcome. We also in some discussions with Nico about hosting more spaces, and he will be a host from the Arching space. And yeah, guys, if you want to host spaces from our platform, feel free to reach out in the Arching's DM, and we are open to discuss it. We really want to host more spaces. We really want to, let's say, have more different perspectives and different characters who are willing to host more discussions, and to provoke more thoughts and all of this stuff. I believe it's very important. And yeah, this is it for now. um, I'm really happy to be with you guys today again after 2 months and 11 days of break. We will keep on hosting those spaces. I believe that we will be hosting way more spaces from the Art Chains page. Please also don't forget to check out the link in our bio. There you can find all the recorded episodes on Spotify, on Apple Music, on Amazon Music, on YouTube. You can re-listen to our podcasts. And plus, we are building the Art Chains website. It's almost ready. I mean, the first iteration is almost ready. We will be dropping some articles there. We will be dropping some interesting interviews, I hope, soon there. And yeah, it's a big work, but soon we will reveal it, and we'll be happy to have you there. So thank you so much for being here. See you next Wednesday. See you tomorrow on the Art Chains timeline. And maybe see you on more spaces from more hosts. And thank you so much for being with us again. Just like always, in the end of the space, I will say personal thanks to everyone. Thank you, Terra Bitcoins. Thank you, Taya. Thank you, Metamorphics. Thank you, Paria. Sorry. Thank you, Cayden and Nico. Thank you, Songs of Eden, Jennifer, Doc, Cryptoface, Melly, Retromani, Sahar, Ayaz, Cosmonica, Bettina Jaffe, Mayo Drops, Nahir, Ellen RT, Oshiria, Sahar Javidi, Moshgan, Lara, Camellia, Christine, Marigold, Inked Fingers, Ija Sound, Negmatic, Niels, Superrama, Bahare Art, Avat, Neda, Bahar, and Bernaz. Thank you so much for being with us again. I'm saying that for the 100th time, but it's never enough to me. So see you soon and have a nice one. Bye bye.